Welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. In this video, we're going to go over what it means to us to be a homesteader. In a lot of ways, that's sort of a trick question. You know, folks ask all the time, what is homesteading? Or what makes you a homesteader? Or folks make statements like, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't have this, I don't have that, I can't be a homesteader. We're going to go over in our video what to Chasing Dreams Homestead, being a homesteader, really means. So y'all come on along with me while I show you, in our opinion, what it means to be a homesteader. Our hope is that through this video, we're going to encourage others and inspire folks to realize that you too can be a homesteader. And it's a lot more broad topic than you would think. It's not a clear, black and white defined area. There's so many things that, in our opinion, make folks homesteaders that you probably didn't think of in the past. So we hope you enjoy this video, and if you like what we're doing, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's go, y'all. Homesteading has gotten quite popular in the past decade, maybe even the past 20 years, but it's not new. Homesteading's been around for as long as mankind has started trying to store food or be prepared. It may not have always gone by the term homesteading, but essentially for us, homesteading is getting back to the natural order of things. It's trying to be more self-sufficient, trying to do things that are going to prepare our family for the different seasons, the different foods that are available during those seasons, and carrying foods forward from the season past. You know, a lot of us that are homesteaders have gardens. Some of us that are homesteaders live in an apartment and can only container garden or aren't allowed to garden at all. It doesn't prohibit you from being a homesteader. Homesteading is simply trying to get back to nature, trying to get back to the natural, the natural order of things, and being prepared, being self-sufficient. It's a constant and continual lifestyle that grows your self-sufficiency, your knowledge, and your abilities along the way. Some people can start out with tremendous amounts of land and lots of different things at their disposal to begin their homesteading journey. Other people start out, like I said, in an apartment. That doesn't make you any less of a homesteader. If your goal is to get back to the natural order of things and to prepare yourself and your family through acts of self-sufficiency and gaining knowledge, you, my friend, are a homesteader. Listen, y'all, what I'm saying is don't get discouraged or paint yourself into a box. Homesteading is a unique thing to each individual person that partakes in homesteading. Whatever you do along your homesteading journey is your journey. It's no one else's journey. We all like to share our journey with one another, and community is huge in the homesteading lifestyle. But don't let anyone tell you that you're not a homesteader because you're not doing what they're doing. Homesteading starts here and here. It's in your mind and it's in your heart. If you have a heart and a mind for self-sufficiency and trying to learn useful skills, you're already homesteading. Whether or not you've acted on them or not, you're already homesteading. In many ways, homesteading is doing research on things. It's learning about useful skills that will help you in a time of need. It's applying those skills when you are faced with those scenarios. But again, no one's definition of homesteading should make you feel like you're any less of a homesteader, because we all have our own unique understanding of what homesteading is, or we all have our own unique things that we need homesteading for in our lives. You know, it could be as simple as sewing a ripped pair of jeans. Sewing is becoming a lost art. But guess what? If you did that yourself at home, you've gained some self-sufficiency there. You didn't have to go out and outsource it. You just homesteaded. So a lot of times, folks confuse the homesteading lifestyle as being the only part of your personality, the only part of your character. That's not it, guys and gals. You're not at a crossroads where you can only go left and homestead, or you can go right and have fun. Homesteading is as much or as little of your life as you want it to be. And for each of us, that's different. It all depends on your goals. It all depends on the things that you want and how invested you want to be in getting closer to that self-sufficiency. Any self-sufficiency is homesteading, though. Homesteading sometimes means getting out in the mud with the pig and getting her put up because she got out. Homesteading might mean having chickens for you. For us, it does. But you don't have to have chickens to be a homesteader. You don't have to have livestock to be a homesteader, in fact. That's a common misconception that if you're a homesteader, you have livestock. Not all homesteaders have them, and they're not always advantageous to everyone to have them. We have them, we enjoy them, and they give us something back in return. But it doesn't mean that everyone has to have livestock. Homesteading might mean having goats. Again, you don't have to have goats, but if you have them, do you have a reason for them? Ours are going to be milk goats for us, but it doesn't mean that we couldn't potentially, if we had to, eat them one day. My wife is against it. I love it. I served in Iraq. I've ate Jamaican food. I'm a fan of goat. But if we have livestock on our homestead, it has a purpose. We do have very few that are pets, but most have some sort of purpose. Our goats are dairy goats. And again, if something happened and we needed that meat source, we have it through our goats. Homesteading also means getting used to playing in the mud and dealing with little cuties like these. Come here, Bama. Come here, Bama. Your baby. Go meet your big girl. Yeah. We raise cooney pigs. It's a great meat source for us. We love it. They're easy and docile, and they make our lives happier. These are our breeder girls, so these are extra friendly. We spend a lot of time with them. But again, you don't have to have pigs either to be a homesteader. They're right, babies. Homesteading may mean having rabbits for you. We have them. We love them. It's a great lean source of meat for our family. They're low maintenance. They're easy to take care of. But again, you don't have to have rabbits to be a homesteader. You don't even have to eat meat to be a homesteader. It's all about your journey. For us, having the ability to grow our own meat is huge. We know what's in it. We're comfortable eating it because we raised it. It's a cost savings to us. But you know what? You may be a grandparent and you just want to have some rabbits on your homestead so your grandkids have some cute, cuddly little rabbits to play with. Guess what? That's okay too, because that's serving a purpose. It's giving you an opportunity to bond with your grandkids while loving on a cute little rabbit. And these guys are fairly cheap to take care of, so there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with growing these guys as pets and making memories with your loved ones, bonding around them and taking care of them. Homesteading for us means that now that the holidays are over, we've got to spend time tackling this ugly garden and getting it ready for next year. Or I should say this year. It's 2023 now. You know, most folks, when they get done with their garden for the season, they just leave it lay till next year. Now, the really good homesteaders that have a lot of free time on their hands take time and lay their gardens to rest before winter. Homesteaders like us that work all the time, though, not on a homestead, but actually for someone else, have to do what we can fit in. And it's a juggling act. You got to make time to get things ready, but you also got to make time to bond with your children and spend time making memories with your children that don't include work. Homesteading could mean making your own homemade broth from the leftover turkey that you had for dinner. Broth in the stores is not very flavorful. It's not very nutritious. But you can make broth at home from the leftover carcasses of birds that you've ate for meals. This was a smoked turkey that we are turning into broth that we will use in our soups. And we will just drink the broth itself. Sometimes broth just really hits the spot. Homesteading also means eating more meals at home, healthier meals at home. It's Napa cabbage, smoked turkey, and peach habanero hot sauce. That's gonna be lunch.
Smooshing me.
Smooshing you, huh? All right, y'all. So we've been talking a lot about what it means to us to be a homesteader. Along our journey, we have both started to really learn a lot about different ways to preserve food.
Mm-hmm.
Homesteading for us is a constant push to be more self-sufficient and less reliant on the current system. I mean, the system is constantly at risk of supply shortages, natural disasters, being delays in the supply chain, all those different things. So we've really pushed ourselves to dive into learning different ways to preserve things, to think about being prepared for scenarios that may happen so that we have more control in our lives and aren't as dependent. What are some of the things that you've learned to preserve this year?
I learned to pressure can this year. That was a big jump for me. Pressure canner was very intimidating.
It was intimidating.
It still makes me nervous, even though, they've gotten safer over the years and whatnot. It's a very lengthy process for me anyway. I'm very stuck on making sure that it's in the right gauge where it's supposed to be.
The right
so
PSI.
I'm the one that I'm really in the kitchen cleaning or standing there and make sure I'm close nearby. I'm not just gonna walk away. But yeah, so we did corn this year. What is the last
You and the
thing?
girls did a couple different jellies and syrups.
Yep. And we did
broth, and we've done broth. We've done,
which I've already gone through.
Yeah, I'm making more right now.
Yeah.
But we've done broth. We've done all sorts of different hot sauces.
Yeah.
Just different salsas, different relishes. We've done some meat. Just a lot of different things that we have learned along our homesteading journey to get us prepared. And so that we are able to have that to fall back on if there is a disruption in the supply chain.
Yeah.
But also the big push was we like to know what we're growing and what's in our food.
Yeah.
But if you're not in a situation that you can grow the food yourself, there's nothing wrong with going to a farmer's market and buying from other homesteaders, other farmers. Obviously you can go to the big box stores and buy meats when they're on sale and put those away. That turkey that we're munching on, we didn't grow that turkey. No. It was just a really good deal. It was a smoked turkey. I think it was like $1.48 a pound, and then someone else had already smoked it and everything, and we've gotten several meals out of that turkey.
Yeah, what did I say? So last night, we've had it for lunch. I'll make, I got 2 more meals than I plan to make out of this turkey.
She's got 2 more meals to make from the meat from the turkey. I'm making broth from the turkey that we'll use. I mean, there's just so many things. And then all of that, when it's done and we strain off all the broth, the rest of the ingredients that go to our pigs and our dogs. Like I said, homesteading starts in your mind and in your heart. It's not necessarily clear cut for each person. It's just about trying to get more self-sufficient, and I just keep driving that home because that's really all it is. That's the only definition to us, is becoming more self-sufficient.
And we are still very much into we have a lot of growing and plenty more learning to do on preserving and making our stuff that we're trying to do more sufficient for our family. And so it's you don't just wake up one day and you're just like, I've got it. No, this has been a long time coming learning venture for us, and we're nowhere near. Chase is really good about, talking to other people and getting other people's experiences. That's another big thing. The homesteading community is talk to other homesteaders. We're all more than willing to tell you stuff that we know. Everybody has a different way of doing things. So somebody else's way may be more sufficient for you than this person's way, or a way that you had found. So it's definitely a learning experience for everyone.
Yep. I always say the day I stop learning will be the day I die. I'm a lifelong learner, and I get excited like a little kid when I learn something new, especially something I'm interested in. And like she touched on, the community. That's a big part of homesteading, because we can't grow everything that we want or need on our small homestead. But having friends in the community,
Yeah.
we have people that we can reach out to. We can buy their products. We can barter with them, and that's homesteading. You don't have to grow everything that you eat to be a homesteader. And a lot of people think, well, if I can't grow it, then I'm not a homesteader. I've told people, hey, just go to the farmer's market, go check out the Amish, go talk to some homesteaders and see what extra preserves they may have put up that they're willing to sell or barter with you. Homesteading is not necessarily producing it yourself.
Yep.
That's a big catch for a lot of people, and I think that somewhere along the lines, a lot of, I call them the Hollywood YouTube homesteaders, have kind of put that seed in people's minds that everything's perfect. They produce everything, which they don't, believe it or not. And that's the only way you're a homesteader, is if everything's perfect and if you grow and produce literally everything that you have in your life. Even those Hollywood homesteaders don't. Sorry to bust the bubble. They source it from other people, or they have people come do it for them once they've gotten to a certain level of fame or status and are able to afford that.
Yeah.
But that is an aspect of homesteading that has been a huge blessing in our lives, is the friends that come from it. So being a homesteader in a lot of ways is being a good friend and a good member of your community.
I agree wholeheartedly.
What about on the family front, Mama Dreams?
On the family front, homesteading, we have preteens and a teenager. And we have one that is married. When she lived with us and we began this journey, she was so frustrated with us and so mad at us. And I'm sure she was out there cursing us up for things that we would ask her to help with and do. But now that she doesn't live with us anymore, she has a better understanding and is already trying to figure out ways that her and her husband can produce things, and when they're well established in their place, at their in-laws, they were talking about chickens and growing gardens, and she helping her mother-in-law get stuff established. So it comes full circle at some point. It's still frustrating with my kids. They're 12, 11, and 16. The 16-year-old is getting a little more understanding it, because he's getting closer to being out on his own.
And he's getting jobs from it. He's been offered numerous jobs as a homestead sitter, a farm hand, just a general laborer. It's teaching the kids a work ethic. It's teaching the kids a sense of pride, because they're accomplishing tasks. They're thinking outside the box and solving problems. And they're figuring things out. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard as a parent to let them figure things out. But the older I've gotten, I've really tried to sit back and just let them figure it out. And then we'll do like an after action review and be like, all right, so maybe you guys could have did this a little different, or what did you guys think you could have done better? And these YouTube videos really help too, because when they see things in videos that they've done, later on they're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Or I should have did this, or I should have said that. So it's really helpful. Like the whole thing, it's a lifestyle that really inspires growth, I think, as a person.
Yeah. It will benefit them, even if they don't choose the homesteading route. When they're out on their own, it will help them out in other aspects of life, which is beneficial too and makes us happy.
Yep.
they were not happy with me about that video, making them do the pig fence video, but
it was an awesome video.
And they weren't the nicest to each other through the whole thing, but they got it done. And I think their video was fantastic. I watched it, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
They're getting really better. And another thing about like having them do stuff and then making their own video was my children, even though they don't seem like it and they're goofballs in a lot of our videos, they're shy. Like, they have, as most people, public speaking anxiety. Like, half the time they get nervous ordering food. I was that way. My mom makes fun of me all the time. And there are still things that I will look at Chase and he'll tell me to go do it, and I'm like, no, you go do it. But I don't want my kids to be that way. So that was another part of making them do the video, is so that they could work on their public speaking. And technology is unfortunately one of the big things that is part of our generation, so, or their generation more so, and they need to kind of be comfortable and speaking to people, and hopefully they are teaching other people and inspiring other children to want to do these types of things and help their families out as well, and understand the importance that everybody's role plays. That's another big thing about our family, is them knowing how important, no matter how frustrated they are, how important their role is in keeping this going. And it's definitely a family effort.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that homesteading in general has helped a person like you that's an introvert, because
I'm very much an introvert.
Here you are shooting a great video. So I think it enables people and empowers people, but also our community that we've established. You're out of your comfort zone, speaking to folks that started out as strangers online and now have came to meet and greets and had interactions with us in person, and now they're extended family. But you got out of your comfort and met new friends and have people you adore and people that adore you, and it's awesome. And that's a big part of it, is the friendships that you make.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a few of our friends that we have befriended in our homesteading journey. We have several other friends that we just don't have pictures of. Some are camera shy, some we haven't had an opportunity to take pictures with. But you saw the smiles. It's just, homesteading is fun. There's something liberating and freeing about trying to master your own destiny. You know, there's something that's just so cool about being able to take control of your life. And for us, homesteading is an effort to take more control of our life and have fun while we're doing it and learn along the way.
Homesteading is also playing.
Oh! Homesteading is watching your kids play in the front yard that you finally talked your wife into letting you plant 28 fruit trees in. Because y'all, grass is not going to feed us. These fruit trees will. For us, part of homesteading is also hiking. Hiking plugs you back into nature, for one, where for two, it gives us an opportunity to show the kids how to forage for wild edibles and work on our fitness at the same time. A lot of people kind of overlook the health aspect of homesteading. If you've ever tried to do a task while you're injured, out of shape, sick, you realize quickly how much harder that task gets. So we really try to focus on our health around our homestead. So I think by now you've gotten the concept. Homesteading is a very, very broad topic, and it means many things to many people. Don't paint yourself into a corner. You too can be a homesteader. So we looked into this grinder from a friend of ours from a local auction house, Dale Hall. He let us know while he was at an auction that he saw a grinder and thought we might be able to use it on the homestead. And we've wanted one for a while. So about every 2 months, part of homesteading for us is mixing up our special blend of feed for our chickens, our goats, and our pigs. So that's what I'm doing right now, and that is very much a part of homesteading for us. But it's a way that we can make sure our animals get the feed that we want them to get, that local feed mills don't make, and big retailers don't produce as well. So it's just something that we work on around our homestead. All right, y'all, so we shot this video because we've had a lot of folks reach out to us and ask us or tell us that they want to be homesteaders, but they just don't think that they're at a point in their life that they can be homesteaders. Maybe when they move, maybe when they do this, maybe when they do that, they'll be able to be homesteaders. That's simply not true, and I hope after watching this video that you have came to the understanding that you can homestead from anywhere. It's more of a mindset and a heart issue than a location or availability issue. Now, one thing we haven't touched on in this video is resiliency. Resiliency is very important to homesteading. This is a challenging lifestyle at times. There will be losses, but along with the losses come the wins. And we like to say that the losses make the wins that much sweeter. I mean, when you've had to bust your butt and do something 2 or 3 times and it's finally a success, it's a pretty great feeling. You feel really accomplished.
Yeah.
Now for us, homesteading is about self-sufficiency, and it's about family, and not just our immediate family, but our extended family as well. Our dreamer family has become our extended family. We do a lot of things for the community, and we encourage others to do things for the community. We've got some dreamers that have already started YouTube channels, their own groups, and meet and greets. So that's pretty awesome. And that's what we wanted to do when we started this whole journey, is inspire other people, empower other people, and also get more self-sufficient ourselves. We like to end all our videos around here by saying, until next time, y'all.
Keep dreaming!